Well, hello, everybody. Good evening on this Tuesday. Chris Allen with another winter storm update. And here we go with round two. The hits just keep coming for us, it appears. And this one will look a lot like the last one. I wish I could tell you something different, but that's the way it appears right now. We're going to continue to see the possibility of more sleet, freezing rain, and snow. Although I do think we could get a little more snow out of this one, but there's still going to be that pesky mix of wintry precipitation as this thing gets going during the day tomorrow. Just interesting here to share with you the numbers from yesterday, or today actually, from the Bowling Green office, or the Bowling Green ASOS is what it's called. It's if you were thinking it was cold today, you were correct. 16 was our high temperature, not a record, but 16 was it. That's as warm as we got today. And I said it would probably be close to 20, but 16, that's where we ended up. Now, get this. Right now, we should be averaging a high temperature of 50 degrees, 50 for the 16th day of February. So that's 16 degrees, 34 degrees below average. How much snow? Well, we added to it just with all these little flurries. And as I look out my window, they're still coming down here, even though there have been some breaks in the cloud cover to the west and northwest. We haven't seen it here. We did earlier today. A little bit of sun helped melt a little bit of this stuff. But all of this is going to refreeze tonight as we get down into the single digits. We did pick up another ½ inch of snow here in Bowling Green just today, just from those little flurries that have been flying by all day long. And so, yeah, this is the quiet before round two, which will get going really good for us as we get into tomorrow evening and into the day on Thursday. So hopefully you're well prepared for this next system, because it's going to look a lot like the one we just had. And it's following the same storm track. It's got the same amount of moisture, in some cases, maybe even a little bit more. And it's just following that same path and has the same kind of setup. This is going to be another one of those setups where we're cold at the surface, really cold at the surface. And here comes that about a ½ mile up or so. Here comes that layer of warm air that's going to be right over the top of us. And so what falls would be rain, in some cases sleet, freezing rain, and then it all freezes on contact here at the surface. So that's why we didn't get as much snow out of the system yesterday. And this one looks, I mean, on paper, from the models I've been looking at, from the maps I've been looking at, the storm track, the jet stream, everything looks almost exactly the same. So if you really liked what we got yesterday, you're in for a treat. Yay. If you don't really like what's coming, there's not much I can tell you. And there's the thing is, you really can't go anywhere else, because this storm was so big that you can't go to Texas, you can't go to Louisiana, you can't go to Mississippi, can't go to Alabama, you can't go anywhere to escape it. Well, maybe Florida. But Florida had severe weather. They were on the other side of this system, and they had tornadoes. North Carolina had deadly tornadoes last night. So it's like you can't escape. And here comes another one. So, all right, I see some of you already in the chat room. Thank you so much for jumping in, and just let me know your location. Your name automatically pops up in social media, but if you'll tell me your location, then I can better pinpoint things. And especially toward the end, as we get some questions. If you have a question, please ask a question. Just let me know the name of the town that you're asking the question from, and it'll be great. All right, we'll get right to it now. Let me give you the first look at what's going on. Here is radar. And radar has been, just really showing these what we call blooms, these little blooms that show up. Yeah, it's just, close enough to the radar. We see these, just within range because snow is so light, the flurries are so light. This is the Hopkinsville radar out at Fort Campbell. And, it's just picking up some of the snow that's close to it. So if I changed radar locations like to, say, Nashville, and go to the site that's in Old Hickory, right on Old Hickory Lake, well, then we only pick up there the little light snow that's falling right around the Nashville area. And so it's kind of hard to see, but even though we know we've got flurries here in Bowling Green and much of southern Kentucky, one of these radar sites, like maybe Louisville, here's the Louisville site, it's so light that it's only showing up right around the different radar sites, but there's still flurries out there. This is the one that's up near Evansville. Then we've got the Paducah Weather Service radar, excuse me, that is just showing there some of the snow flurries beginning to break down, but we still have those flurries here in southern Kentucky. They're out there, even though the radar doesn't show it everywhere. They're pretty much everywhere. But here's the thing, overnight tonight, we could actually get a little bit of clearing, which could help our numbers go way down. So, okay, wait a minute. What is this I'm seeing here? Okay, some of you on Facebook can't see. Okay, white lines on the screen, nothing showing. Really? Well, I'm seeing it here. I can see. Wow, you can only hear me. That's odd because the camera's on. All right. Okay, Aaron sees me. Somebody sees bad screen. We can see you now. Oh, maybe I got that. Oh, okay. I just, I don't know what's going on here, but I had it all perfect yesterday. Okay. Can see you, but couldn't see graphics. Can see you now. I see you now. We can see you, but not the radar. Working. Okay. I don't know, folks. Listen, when I got to the radio station this morning, and by the way, I was the only one there, only one that showed up because nobody else could get out this morning. I was in my Jeep, and apparently there was a power outage at all of our radio stations, Commonwealth Broadcasting, and so I had to turn them all on. And so it was like going from computer to computer to computer to computer and making sure everything was powering up. And wow, it was pretty incredible. This has been a day. This has been a day. A couple of people stranded on my way in this morning, and my good Jeep got them out. That started the day. Then the radio stations weren't on the air, so I had to, it's just been a heck of a day. And then Danny and I, which I'll tell you about later, Danny and I went out midday today, mid-afternoon, and just took in some of the snow, took in some of the sites. So it's been an active day, and now I'm here with you guys. Okay. Let me go back to the radar, and hopefully you can see it this time. You let me know. Do y'all see the radar now? Just chime in and let me know, because I don't think you saw it earlier. Everybody see that? Can you see the radar? Just say yes or no. Yes, radar. Yes. Thank you, Jason. Okay. You guys are quick on the draw here. Can't see the radar, just white circles. Yes, but it's dark. Yes, see it. Yes. Okay, it's working. All right, good deal. So I'll show you again. I won't take as long as I did before when I thought you guys were seeing it. But here is the snow, light snow that's coming down right now. And what I was trying to show you, these little blooms is what we call them. The snow is so fine and light that it's only showing up near the radar site, which in this case is Fort Campbell. Okay, so there's one there. There's one in Nashville. Here's the Nashville radar site that's in Old Hickory. And all that's showing up there, is just around the Nashville area. A little bit up here, but not much. And they're still getting flurries down that way. So you see how that works. But anyway, that is a look at the radar as of 5:41 right now. All right. So here's what's going to happen the rest of the evening. We are going to continue to see these snow flurries. Some of you may get a few breaks in clouds, allowing some clearing to take place, and that is going to bring us to the point of near zero temperatures. Okay, near zero temperatures. Some of you got close to that this morning, and it looks like you could get it again tonight, especially if somebody clears out. Which not everybody's going to, but some of you could, and that could really make for a frigid evening, one of the coldest this year. Okay, here we go with the next map I want to show you, and this is the cold temperatures expected by tomorrow morning. Now, when we classify or when we put in the record books the low temperature for the day, it's usually right after midnight, early in the morning, just before sunrise. That's usually the coldest part of the day. So what we're looking at here on this map or this graphic are the dangerously cold temperatures tomorrow morning. We're calling for a low about 9, maybe 10 degrees here in Bowling Green, Hopkinsville 7. You see, look at all these single digits. Owensboro 5, 4 in Jasper, Indiana, Louisville at 9, a little bit warmer if you can call it that. Albany 13, London, Kentucky at 14, but right in our area, it's going to be bone-chilling cold. Confidence level in this very high. And again, these are taking into consideration cloud cover. But if we have any clouds begin to break apart overnight, allowing a clear sky, even for a little bit, these numbers could be even colder. So just know that you could get closer to zero than the teens if that happens. Now, also in the morning, we may have some single-digit wind chills or below zero wind chills. Some of the light winds, even at 10 miles per hour, will lower the wind chills to the single digits, probably even below that. We've got a wind chill, we'll show a wind chill of 7, maybe here in Bowling Green, 3 in Hopkinsville. It wouldn't surprise me that some of these locations could see a -1 or a -2 wind chill at times if the winds get any stronger than, say, 10 to 12 miles per hour in the morning. So understand, if you're outdoors for any extended amount of time in the morning, frostbite, hypothermia, all those kind of things can occur if you're not dressing in layers. That's the main thing. So as the day wears on, if you haven't heard yet, we are now under a brand new winter storm watch. Okay. So that winter storm watch covers, again, much of the state, but what has kind of flip-flopped here is that the half that got mostly ice and freezing rain yesterday, which would be down in the southeastern corner, and of course we got it at first, then it moved to the southeastern corner of the state. They're now looking at more of a snow scenario, and so are we. And more of the icier stuff may be closer up the Ohio River, even though they're not under any kind of ice storm watch or warning. This is mostly going to be a southern tracking system, a little bit further south than the last one, but still with the same kind of weather. And you can see that winter storm watch is all the way down into middle Tennessee. Winter storm warning already for West Tennessee, which you saw around the Memphis area, Jackson, Tennessee, Dyersburg. Western Tennessee really got hammered with that last big snows there. So they're already putting it up to a warning in Western Tennessee. Look for us to sometime tomorrow go under a winter storm warning as this thing begins to move in, but more along the southern tier of counties and cities in Kentucky this time instead of the north. Louisville may only get a little bit of sleet and rain. Yeah, believe it or not, as the temperatures are going to really start to warm up tomorrow. So that's what's making this a really bizarre forecast. Okay, so here's your timing. As we get into Wednesday afternoon, and this would be starting in around the lunch hour and then afterward, light snow showers move in from the southwest during the afternoon. Snow accumulations look to generally be under a half inch across southern Indiana and central Kentucky. That would include us. So a little bit of light snow at the beginning. I think for some of us, the light snow flurries we're getting now really are not going to quit that much. There may be a little period late tonight, early tomorrow, where we see the snow the flurries break off, but then they're going to come back during the day. But as that warm air layer begins to move in, Wednesday night, the next round of moisture moves in. Precipitation at onset or at the beginning may start as snow, but then snow, sleet, freezing rain pushes north toward the Ohio River by dawn. That is where that warm air layer, about a half a mile or so above us, begins to interfere with the precipitation that's coming down. So that's why I'm thinking it could be snow at first, and then we see a mixture. It's kind of backwards. I get it, but it's just the way this system is behaving. 1 to 3 inches of snow and sleet possible across the region. Locally higher amounts are possible, and that's just tomorrow night. And then as we get into Thursday, precipitation type may bounce around between snow, sleet, freezing rain for much of the day. In central Kentucky, that includes us. Cold rain possible near Lake Cumberland. That's because you're going to be closer to where the warm air layer is going to be closer to the ground. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit warmer there. You could actually just get a cold rain that's just right on the verge of becoming ice or sleet or freezing rain. And then wintry accumulations during this time frame, highly uncertain. And then Thursday night, from Thursday, that should say 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then Thursday night, that should say 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Friday morning. They just got a little backwards there. Wintry mix turning over to snow and tapering down from west to east overnight, Thursday night. Light snow showers could linger into Friday, just like we have snow showers lingering today from yesterday's storm. Same kind of setup. Timing confidence, low to medium, because we know the storm is coming in, but the exact timing, if this thing slows down, that could mean a little bit more moisture, and there's that possibility that it could. So that's why they put that in there. Okay, so here's the map you really want to see. Potential winter storm summary. This is Wednesday evening, afternoon and evening, afternoon until Friday morning. What we know is that there will be multiple rounds of wintry weather starting Wednesday afternoon, continuing into Friday. Off and on, as I said, bouncing around back and forth, snow to sleet to freezing rain, then a cold rain, and then back to snow, then back to sleet. It's going to be a mixed bag of precipitation starting tomorrow, right after lunchtime. Best potential for snow looks to be across central and northern Kentucky for now. That could change too. Ice accumulations under a quarter inch will be possible across southern and eastern Kentucky. I still think they're going to get more snow than ice this time. And here again is that dreaded black line. Remember, we've seen this in the previous storm, but this time they're using that area from Bowling Green to Lexington to just about Somerset or so, Daniel Boone National Forest, over that direction into I-75. Best potential for greater than 3 inches of snowfall. Now, but here's the thing. I don't want you to get caught up on that, because you saw what happened yesterday. Remember all the predictions of 4 to 8 to 10 to 12 inches of snow. And what happened? Bleh. We got 3 maybe total here in Bowling Green. That's a combination of snow and then the ice underneath. And a lot of us, that's all we ended up with. Some got closer to 4 maybe. And I said on the conservative side, maybe 4. So some of you, that did verify. But I'm so glad I didn't go with those higher, 10, 12 inches amounts like you were seeing on the Weather Channel and stuff like that. I knew that was crazy. But here's the thing. This is going to be crazy yet again. It is going to be in this area where we could see enough of a mixture to cut down on snow totals, but the best potential that we're looking at for a good 3-inch additional snowfall is from Bowling Green right up to Lexington, right up to about Ashland, anywhere in that black dotted area. Now, like the last system, the exact amounts of precipitation types at a given location, your town, your city, your county, we don't know. Just be prepared for all of it. Rain, cold rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. You're likely to see all of it. How much? Can't say. Just can't. With this kind of, if it were just a snow system, there was no warm air layer above us, then all of these confidence levels you see, impact, confidence level, precipitation types, confidence level on precipit amounts. Notice low to medium, confidence level, medium to high on the impact. Yeah, we know there's going to be impact. We're seeing that today. That's not going to go away because we're not going to get that much above freezing. Here we go again. But if this were an all snow event, we could be more high confidence to very high confidence on amounts and, the precipitation type. But with this kind of a system, no. And as you've seen already and evidence of, we would just be throwing numbers out there and then you'd be either disappointed or incredibly surprised at the outcome. So let's just prepare for all of it. That's the best thing to do. Prepare for more hazardous travel, more potential power outages. And there were some, I forgot how many, 200,000? It could have been more than that. This morning, power outages in Kentucky. And most of them were out into central and eastern Kentucky because they got more ice there. So that could happen again. It could happen here or it could happen there. Okay, Friday and beyond, here's some good news if you're wanting to get out of all this mess. Some lingering flurries and light snow showers possible during the day, but the weekend, we finally get above freezing. And another system late Sunday into Monday looks like to be mostly rain, as temperatures will be above freezing and even into the 40s. Now, that's a warm-up, considering where we are right now at, what are we, 16? 15. Here at home, 15. Flood potential, they brought down the threat a little bit, as it looks like this time the heaviest water equivalent of frozen precipitation is going to be in our area and less in eastern Kentucky. So that is going to maybe cut down on the potential for flooding. And that's also a big problem in Kentucky, especially eastern Kentucky, where they have a lot of runoff, and all of this snow and ice has got to go somewhere. Here, it's just going to be absorbed into the ground and into the streams and the rivers and the lakes. But in eastern Kentucky, it's all hills, and everything goes down in the valleys, and the watersheds get full, and it's just not good. It's deadly. As a matter of fact, in eastern Kentucky, that's the #1 cause of death in the state of Kentucky, really, is flooding. Not tornadoes, not severe weather, not cold, not heat, but flooding. #1 in the state of Kentucky. And it's something that is unfortunate. So we've got to watch that as things begin to warm up and melt away. Okay, just a couple of more graphics I want to show you, and before we start taking your questions, let me make sure I can get to the right graphic here. Let's see. Let's go to temperatures, and here's a look at temperatures on the mesonet right now, because it is getting colder. As you can see, yeah, already some single digits are trying to show up across the area. Temperatures like Pulaski County at 13, almost 14 degrees. Pretty darn cold right now. Then you've got Grayson County, Litchfield at 11, rounded off to 12. There's LaRue County at 11.5 degrees. Bowling Green now 12, make it 13. Here is Allen County at 11 degrees. As I mentioned to you last night, if there's anything that can freeze, like if you have old water pipes, you don't have the modern day water pipes, or you've had your pipes freeze before, you need to let the faucets drip a little bit tonight, because it's going to get even colder tonight than last night. So, and we had some single digits last night. Here's Russellville at 12, 11.9 to be exact. So you get the idea. Here is, let's see if this is showing up. Yeah, okay, so it is showing up there. This is the satellite view. I wanted to show you this because it is showing, this is the GOES East satellite, and it's showing that band of clouds just west of us. There's the end of it. And then there's some high clouds back here west of us. But look at that. The clouds are showing up just as you get, say, toward Russellville, it looks like. And then here's Bowling Green. And then east, this is where all the snow flurry activity is still going on. And it's not moving. It's really not moving. Now, back here, look at that swirl. See that swirl back there in the Four Corners? Parts of New Mexico and Arizona, Utah. Yeah, that is the storm system that's coming in. And already you can see as that low pressure system tracks again across Kentucky, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and right through our area, it's going to pick up on all this Gulf moisture that's down here. And it's just, yeah, same path as the last one. That's what's crazy about that. So let me show you on a map. Here's the current map, and there's the low pressure system back in the Four Corners, getting organized, Gulf of Mexico that you saw on the satellite. And here we are right here as the flurries are moving out. Okay, I'll forward this map a little further ahead. Here's tomorrow. Here's the extended trough, that broken line. Look at all the snow. Again, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, more so Kansas than Nebraska, then Oklahoma, Texas, and ice storm conditions in central and southern Texas until it turns to rain around Corpus Christi and Brownsville. This is where the Gulf moisture really gets pumping and starts going our direction. Okay, let's advance into tomorrow night. Here comes the snow at first. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see the snow moving in, icing in Texas, Louisiana. Again, these people are going to get hammered with stuff they are just not used to getting. Twice in 1 week. Wow, pretty incredible. Here we go on Wednesday afternoon and evening. The light snow moves in, but you see this little, here comes that little tongue of warm air that's going to go up about a half a mile above us and start to interject with this energy. And so while we may see light snow at first, then later, here comes the purple rain. You know that one, purple rain. Here we go, more mix coming in. Here's tomorrow night. Mostly snow at first, and then here comes the sneaky yellow, orange, purple area. Severe thunderstorms down around Louisiana. Of course, tomorrow's Ash Wednesday. Today was Fat Tuesday. Mardi Gras wasn't much of a Mardi Gras because they are still suffering from the effects of the last storm. A few people got out this afternoon, I saw on the news, but it just, because of COVID and all that, it just wasn't Mardi Gras. It was a muted Mardi Gras. But Ash Wednesday, rain, thunderstorms, southern Mississippi, Louisiana. Then it turns to ice, northern Mississippi, parts of Arkansas, northern Louisiana. And then it starts to sneak into West Tennessee, around the Memphis area, tomorrow night. Here's early Thursday morning, and look what happens. Here we go again. Purple rain, and then the orange area, mix, sleet, freezing rain, rain in eastern Tennessee where the temperatures are a little bit warmer, but then whatever snow comes down at first is going to change over to this mix for several hours. Again, you could be hearing those little ice pellets hitting your window as that happens by, say, early Thursday morning. Here's Thursday afternoon. And what happens? Thursday afternoon and evening, back to snow. Now, the Nashville office, notice how they've cut it off at the state line. They still think they're going to get a mix. So, of course, weather doesn't follow state lines or county lines. So this is just drawn for the forecast office out of Nashville saying, we think it's going to be more of a mix, while the forecast office out of Louisville says, we think it's going to be more snow. So that's where these two offices will coordinate once we get closer to that time as to the exact kind of precipitation. And it could be both. It could be a mixture of both as we get into Thursday night. And here we go into Friday morning. It all begins to pull out. Some leftover flurries start to move in. Here we go into Saturday. Warmer. That's a warm front. High pressure to the south, clearing us out, and we get a more southwesterly flow of air, and that's going to warm us up. Here we go into Sunday. Here comes the next system, but it doesn't look quite like the one yesterday or the one coming in tomorrow. And so we think by the time it gets here into Monday, it could be rain at first with maybe a little mixture possible on the backside, and actual cold front comes through. But again, there's still a lot of ifs with that one. Maybe not as potent as the last two that we have seen. Let's hope not, because I think we've had our we've had our run of winter here, and now I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for spring to get here. But anyway, okay. That's all that I have to show you. I gave you the timing. I gave you what to expect. A little bit of everything, mixed bag. Going to start tomorrow, noontime, lunchtime or so. And then after that, snow first, then a mix, then back to snow, and more accumulation possible. So if you have any questions, now is the time to lay them on me. I'll go through this real quick. The forecast tonight, flurries with a low around 10. As I showed you, it could be 9, 8, 7, especially if you get some of the clouds breaking up and showing some clear sky. You could get closer to 0. You really could tonight. Okay. But I'm going to average it around 10 for Southern Kentucky with a few flurries left over. Here's tomorrow, Wednesday, snow at first around noon, then to a mix and a high near 40. Yeah, it's going to get that warm for only a little span of time. That's when that warm air layer comes in just above us. We're still quite chilly here at the bottom, but that could be warm enough for a few hours to see that snow go over to a mix, and then the temperatures will start to go back down. So here we go into Wednesday night, mix, back to snow. We're going to bounce around back and forth, seesaw, mix to snow, snow to mix, mix to snow, lows in the mid-20s for tomorrow night. And then Thursday, snow to mix and highs in the low 30s. So, very interesting forecast. But there you go. That's what we've got. So my plan is for tomorrow, I will be back into SAM 100.7 in the morning, 6 to 10. Temperatures will be close to 0 in the morning by the time I get out at around 4:30, 5:30. Again, anything that melted today will be frozen tonight, even the treated roads, and a glaze of ice is going to recover the roads. So keep that in mind if you're out tonight or early in the morning. Again, if you don't have to be out, just don't get out. It's better off that way. Then we get that little bit of a warm-up, snow to a mix, then mix back to snow tomorrow night, then back to a mix, and then it's out of here by Friday. Okay, that's storm number 2. We won't worry about that one coming in late weekend because, yeah, we're going to get something out of it, but it doesn't look quite as potent as these last 2, yesterday and this one coming in tomorrow. So I think we'll be a lot better off. And then we're only, 31 days until spring, or it's the beginning of daylight saving time. I said it this morning on the radio. I can't remember. It's like 31, 32 days until we spring forward 1 hour. You know, we lose that hour we picked up in the fall, or it's either the start of spring, 30-something days. I know Easter is now, because tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, is now 46 days. Easter is 46 days from tomorrow. So we're getting there. We're getting close. It'll be here before you know it, and then we'll be talking about severe storms. Let's see. Here's Joey. Whoops. I hit my microphone. I got to do something about that. It's kind of in my way. All right, Joey, I want to see what you've got here. I saw it looked interesting, your question. All right. Yeah, let's put this up before I go. Joey Crane, is the warm-up going to be here to stay after the weekend, or does future forecast show more winter? The trend is warmer, but not warm enough to be considered out of winter. I think we're on an uphill swing because, as I mentioned earlier, the average high right now should be 50, and we're 34 degrees colder than the average high. So the trend is we're going to start going up into the 50s for an average high. It's just this Arctic air is here. But as we get into next week and the week after, toward the end of February, things are naturally going to start to warm up. a little bit more. So that's some good news. Tammy Roberts says March 20th, first day of spring. Yes. I like that. Thank you, Tammy. I can't wait. Okay. 14th, Patricia, daylight saving time. 14th is daylight saving time. That's in March. 14th is daylight saving time, and spring starts on the 20th. You are correct. Okay. I didn't have all that right in front of me. I was just going off the top of my head. All right. We've been here long enough. It's 6:10. I tried to keep this one shorter, but still, nonetheless, impact. Remember, impact, impact, impact. Potential impact. Still hazardous driving conditions tonight, through the day tomorrow, no matter what falls, where you live, there's still going to be ice. There's still going to be snow. All of that's still going to be on the ground. And then we're going to pack it with a little bit more. Just exactly how much, where you live, is a big question mark. I don't know. I think we're all a little bit just on edge from the way the system yesterday behaved. It did not overachieve, it underachieved, but still brought us a lot of impact. And a lot of times I say, and this is why I say a lot, don't focus on how much. Focus on potential impact, driving, how it's going to affect your everyday life, and if you're going to go to work or school or not, or if, this is going to happen or not. That's more important, really, than how much snow or how much ice. Except in the case of ice, it's going to be like, is that going to cut my power off? Some people saw that yesterday. Let's hope not. All right. Okay. So thank you all for being in here tonight and for watching this live update. I'll be back in the morning on Sam 100.7 on your radio, 6 to 10 a.m. And you can join me there. Also streaming live to bowlinggreensam.com, and on your devices, like your phones and iPads and things like that, you can even listen live via the TuneIn app. It's called TuneIn. You just download TuneIn app on your device and then search for Sam 100.7, and you can listen to the radio anywhere in the world that way. And then as far as one of these updates, I may do one again tomorrow afternoon as things start popping around here. In the meantime, have a great Tuesday evening. God bless you. Thank you, as always, for chiming in and passing along your reports from where you live and your questions. Always glad to answer those. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.